Hey guys, Jack here. Welcome to episode 3 of the Marketing Made Simple show. This episode, I'm going to push a little bit further into the sales. So some of the feedback that I got from the last video was talking about the sales, and can you expand on that slightly? So what I want to do is I want to spend the next few minutes or so talking about an old system that still is very relevant today. It's called spin. Now, a lot of the time, people, when someone says to you put a spin on it, they assume that you're talking garbage. They're talking that something's going to be made up and it's not going to be true, but that's far from the truth. Spin is an acronym, and basically what it extends into, what it stands for is S, situation, P, problem, I, implication, N, need. And this is a fantastic situation or system rather to use. This acronym works really, really well when you're pitching for business, because firstly, if you don't know their situation and you don't know what problems they're facing, you don't know what implications it's going to have on their business, so how can you really know what it is that they need? So it's a really good system for you to follow. Now, what I would suggest you do is have it written down somewhere, put it on a sheet, put it on a paper, have it on a script, something that you're going to be able to refer to so that you don't forget about it. And then proceed to start talking to the clients, start talking to them and asking them, what's their current situation? One of the big issues I see with marketing, with sales as a whole, is that a lot of the time you have a product, you have something that you really believe in, and you try and sell that to everybody. Now, that's not necessarily the right way to, in fact, that's not the right way to go, because your product's not going to be right for everybody. And I think that that's where sales has got a bad name over the years, is that people's been trying to sell things to people that they don't want, they know that they don't need it, but they've been pressurized to sell it. So they keep on selling it and pushing it and following up and doing all this kind of stuff. And that is where sales gets a bad name. And they're not salespeople, they're con artists. So the real game plan for you is to find their situation. Like, if you can identify what their situation is and you start to communicate with them, then they'll start to open up and tell you the problems that they're facing right now. Now, once you understand the problems, it makes it very easy for you to identify where your product fits them. And listen, let's be honest, if your product doesn't work and it doesn't fit their needs, don't sell it then, walk away. Walk away. Now, I remember, a good few years ago, so I had some seminars that I was running, and it was all about sales. So it was teaching you the sales processes, and it was sales boot camps. You may remember them if you've been to some of them as well. And one of the things that we talked about there, it was about the time when The Wolf of Wall Street had just come out, and someone, as you can probably imagine, they came with a pen and said, all right then, John, sell me this pen. And as you can imagine, that's got thrown around quite a lot over time. So my first question was, how long have you been in the market for a pen? To which they said, well, I don't really know. I'm not quite sure. And I'm like, okay, cool. So if you're not looking for a pen, like why are you asking me to sell you a pen? It's like, well, that's not really sales, is it then? So I put the pen down and said, fine, you don't want it. Now, his obviously response was that, well, that's not a very good sales technique. And I'm saying, listen, this is exactly the point I'm trying to get across, is that what we're talking about here, someone was trying to manipulate you to sell you a pen. That's not sales, that's conning you into something that you don't want or need. So the real value comes when you understand what their need is. So then we flipped it on its head and said, okay, cool, let's pick this pen back up again. So we picked the pen back up again and we said, okay, cool. So I need a bit more information. Tell me about this pen firstly. How much is this pen worth? And so he said, I don't know, 25 quid. So I gave it him, I said, sold. And this is the thing, you've got to understand their situation. Find out their situation. Find out the problems that they're facing right now. Find out what the obstacles are that's getting in the way, that's becoming a burden to them. And then show them how that implicates the growth or the acceleration or the problems that it's going to really start to develop into if it's not solved. So show them the implications. So you've got situation, problem, implication, and then the last part's very easy because it's like, okay, here's what you need. In this case, it's a pen. And when you start to follow this system around, sales become easier, and you'll find that you don't need to spend as much time closing because you've actually got them excited enough, you've solved the problems, and now you can present the need. Now, there is a big difference, and one of the things I talked about in the last video was there's a huge difference between selling and a difference between closing. Now, just because you can sell doesn't mean you can close. I know, as I said before, I know lots of people who are very good at selling. They can get people very excited about what it is that they're doing, but they struggle to ask for the business. So I want you to bear that in mind. And if you want me to do more stuff about closing and about the difference between selling and closing, let me know. And excuse me, I'll put some of them videos together for future shows. But right now, the best advice I can say is stick to a structure. Follow this structure. Situation. Mr. Client, Mrs. Client, what's your current situation? Problems. What problems are you facing right now? I understand. So if this problem is not solved, what implication will this problem have on your business? Got you. I've got a solution for you. This is what you need. And it goes from there. Guys, I hope you're enjoying these. I'm going to keep on, like I said, keep on rolling these out. Do please send me the messages, email, text, call, whatever it is, social media. Let me know what kind of topics you want. Otherwise, I'm just going to ramble loads of stuff at you, and I don't know if it's going to be any good for you. But let me know, and I'll keep on doing these. Until next time, guys, have an absolutely great day.